Let's go! How about that comeback kid? Awesome.
Our third group of the Region 6 Championships, sitting only one stroke out of making the trip to Arizona. Team first at -9 for the weekend, playing out of Hays, Kansas, Mr. Ethan TSCHANTZ. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Team second, also at -9 under. One stroke back. Playing out of Olathe, Kansas, Mr. Tommy SELLE.
Tommy.
Team third, playing out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, at -8 under, Mr. Daniel Nemo. That's a kick. Oh. Rounding out our third group, playing out of Warrensburg, Missouri, at -7 under, Mr. Brady Tiller. Good luck, gentlemen. Have fun. Any problems with it, bring it for me for a provisional, okay? Play provisionals. All right. Okay. Enjoy. 150 tee time, Region 6 Championship. Second group. All in position to go to Arizona, looking for a free trip to Arizona. Team first at -9 for the weekend. Playing out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, the only local in this group and the last group, Mr. Matt McKenzie. Team second, playing out of Yukon, Oklahoma, at -8 for the weekend, Mr. Brandon ESTRADA. Yeah. Get through there. That's putt. That'll putt. Team third, playing out of San Angelo, Texas, at -7 for the weekend, Mr. MICAH MARIANO.
MICAH.
Rounding out the second group, playing out of Waco, Texas, also at -7 for the weekend, Mr. DYER. Good luck, gentlemen. Play provisionals. Ask Devin if you have any issues. Group of the Region 6 Next Generation Championships, with an all-expense-paid trip to the National Championships on the line. Sitting at -14 under, playing out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, Mr. Jason Young. Teeing second at -13 under, playing out of Emporia, Kansas, Mr. Dominic Rodriguez. Also tied at -13 under, 1 stroke out of the lead, the local favorite, playing out of Beggs, Oklahoma, Mr. Matt MAULDIN. Rounding out our 4th group, catapulting himself into the 4th position with the hot round, playing out of Plano, Texas, at 10 under par, Alex FERRIERA. Good luck, gentlemen.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us for the Next Generation Tours Region 6. This is the finals, was that right? And I've got with me Matt MAULDIN.
Hey, how's it going?
You just saw take his 2nd shot up on hole 1, which turns out to be a tricky tee shot. I'm guessing you've hit a bunch of trees on that hole.
Yeah, it's basically just a mid-range or a putter, kind of flip it up to straight and let it go right at the basket. You miss left or right, you're probably going to get knocked down.
So you're just playing for a 3 really on this hole unless you really feel confident on that tee shot?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a good putter or mid-range thrower, it's actually a pretty easy straight shot, and should be a pretty good 2-get on this course.
So you're trailing, if we remembered right, you're trailing Jason Young by about 2 strokes, I think?
Yeah, 2 or 3 strokes, I think.
Which I've played the course now twice. It seems like that can be a pretty easy swing. On 1 hole at least, you can make up 2 to 3 to 4 strokes, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot of lead changes and a lot of other strokes given away here.
Yeah, Blackhawk's a very challenging course, very demanding. There are a few holes here that are must-gets, and then a few holes that are get your 3 and go on. So
we're watching the rest of the lead card putt out. Firm putt. The baskets seem to catch really well. They're not some with lighter weight chains that'll tend to have some bad spit, so that's good. That means you're a little bit more confident in your putting. You can run at putts if you need to.
yeah, you didn't have to worry about it on these disc catchers there. They're pretty true.
So I think that's everybody with a star par. Nothing's going to change. Jason's taking his defender off this one. Now this one's a kind of another tricky little hole. It seems pretty easy, but at the same time I didn't see a lot of birdies on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple hyzer. Just take a fairway or a really stable driver and just put it on a hyzer, and usually try to get a little flare skid back to the basket. I like to consider this a must get on this course because the holes coming up are really tough gets. So you're gonna see me try to throw a stable destroyer out, let it go a little early, and catch his first tree on the left.
Oh yeah.
Not a great place to be.
Well, you can't really see it from the camera angle because there's no room for me to stand back there, but that gap's probably only about 10-15 feet wide tops.
Yeah.
So you're really trying to aim it straight down that gap and let the disc do the work after that. And Alex
Alex just nuts it and throws a perfect shot there. He should be right there for a 2. I think I was in a pretty stiff headwind trying to take a harp, and it just lifted and glided on me. Probably had about 30 feet looking back at the basket.
Yeah, it's a little different going from inside the woods on a tee shot and throwing out, and now all of a sudden you have all this wind that you didn't have for your first shot. You're trying to play both scenarios at the same time.
Right. And got Jason, he's a tailwind putt outside the circle for a 2 here.
Looks to be about 30, 35 feet?
Yeah. Coming back here on the 3.
Yeah, it's a little tough playing that slight uphill from down in the bottom of the ditch. Kind of catches you if you're not used to it. Or
that's not a really good feeling taking a 4 on that hole. There's not a lot of 4s had there, and
giving up 2 strokes to Alex right there. And
yeah, that's just gotta shake it off and try to pick up the strokes on the tough holes coming up.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of them.
I gotta say what a great card we had here today. Jason, him being a Tulsa guy, we never played together before, and the other 2 guys were out-of-staters. We really had a good time and really pushed off of each other, and we all had pretty good time out there.
Good, that's always good to hear. You hate seeing cards that don't get along for one reason or another, and you guys even started to pick up more of a gallery, and we're definitely going to see it towards the end of the round.
Hole 3 here is a long tunnel shot. It finishes back to the right. You want to throw something maybe a little understable. If you throw a backhand that finishes straight, maybe a little right. It's just a long tunnel shot. And if you miss both ways, you're going to be in trouble. Dom throws a really good shot here. He's going to get down to the corner and have a pretty straight shot to the basket.
Yeah, he was throwing that moonshine escape for the 3rd round that we took photographs at. And he could really throw that thing down some straight lines, and just catching an unlucky tree there.
Yeah.
And so we're going to jump backwards. This is back on the 3rd card, actually 2nd card. And Brandon had a little bit of trouble. This is Dillon. He's another Texas native. I think he plays out of Waco, plays up in Dallas a bunch, and really solid golfer. I've seen him come a long way. And Matt's another Tulsa local. Played with him at a few minis during the week. Almost threw it
shot.
in. That'd be a great 2 on this hole, because it does. It has that long wrap around to the left, kind of dog leg, but you have a couple really big trees you have to navigate through to even get a shot at 2.
Yeah, it's a heck of a 2 and actually a really good 3 if you can get it here. Might get a stroke on the card if you're lucky.
And so this is where I was trying to catch up with the 3rd card who had pulled away by a good amount and ran into another card. So I figured I'd catch some video of these guys throwing.
Another
Tulsa
Tulsa
locals. And so what did you think of it? You had a lot of players that you've never seen before, coming in from Texas, coming in from Missouri and Arkansas. Just playing in this region, even though the state's not here, just trying to qualify and get to Arizona. How did that feel? Did it feel like a bigger, more major event?
Yeah, it was great. The only other big AM tournament I've ever played was the GBO, and it kind of had that feel, the added pressure and getting to play and meet these guys from different states. It really had a big tournament feel for only a 60, 70 player event.
Sure. And you kind of get a little, I figured you'd get a little bit more pressure. I played in the GBO, and you don't know these guys. Normally a Saturday, Sunday, 2-day B tier is your local players. You've played with them before, you know everybody. So it's a little bit more relaxed, whereas this is, you're competing against people that you've never played against.
Right.
So we're back up with the 3rd card, and they're running, this is hole 9, I believe?
Hole 9, yep.
Hole 9.
2nd water hole.
So yeah, these guys had taken off. I don't know if that's a good thing for them or a bad thing. They're playing pretty quick.
They were playing so fast. I remember, I think we were just teeing off on 6 or 7. They were walking past us on 11.
Yeah. And I think they're making pretty easy work. They're all just putting in for their pars, taking a 3 on the hole, and you've got 2 big ponds, which I don't think we're going to be able to see from the camera angle trying to catch everybody, but there's 2 big ponds left and right of a narrow fairway that you have to throw over.
These 3 water holes are pretty dreaded by a bunch of locals. I've thrown a lot of plastic in these 2 ponds. 3 tough holes right back to back to back, and you can for sure get 2s on them. My play is just to try to get 3s on them and move on to some more 2 holes.
And Brady put his forehand drive straight up to the short tee box, and that's going to leave him a real tough shot to get in for a 3.
Yeah, that left line is pretty tight down through there. You really got to throw something straight. The regular play is probably to throw a big hyzer around these trees over the pond. I think Tommy looks like he's lining that up. Oh, he took the tunnel shot down there. That was a great shot. He's going to be looking at a easy anhyzer forehand back to the basket.
Yeah, there's that gap that they're trying to hit going left-hand side. And he pulls it to the left a little bit again with that flick. I don't know if it's a little bit of nerves and camera showing back up, but Ethan's going, he's one of the few lefties taking his forehand
Oh, what a great shot.
Nice shot, Ethan.
Okay. Almost hit the pole with that one. Tommy's lining up. Tommy's going to be battling back up trying to make the cut and get his invite into Arizona.
Another good shot. Get a good 3 there.
And just a few trees. There's some pretty well-defined gaps. There's a lot of courses that'll leave it a little bit tighter, a little bit more random, but it seems that Blackhawk and RevHawk, the Tulsa Disc Sports Associations,
Well done. Good up.
done a good job as far as cleaning it out and keeping the courses up.
Courses look great. They had a fresh mow on Red Hawk, I think a day before the tournament, and a bunch of the locals had picked up a bunch of dead limbs and cleaned up Blackhawk to where it looked really good. And for a course that we don't play a lot here in the spring and summer months, it was very nice, and the bugs weren't as bad as they usually are.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I've played courses where you're in the trees like this, there's no real wind coming in, and you're just fighting them the whole way, and it makes a round miserable.
And we actually had a lot of rain the first day of the tournament. You can't really tell that some of these holes in the woods still have water standing and a lot of mud. So
is that going to change any of your shots? Are you throwing some rollers on some typically for a hole, and you're having to change up your shot selection now?
After the rain, there was a lot of wet and muddy tee pads that I know me myself was really timid on the tee pads, and so that kind of changed the game up a little bit. But here on Sunday for the final round, they were pretty dry, and it was good for the most of the round.
Good. So we're catching back up with the second card, and they're back on hole 8. Just caught Brandon's tee shot. Everybody else had already teed off, and there's 2 ways to go about this hole. You can go out over the pond if you really want to take a big shot, or you can play down through the woods and just basically you're just playing for a 3, trying to get a good position,
right.
Easy up shot. And here's Micah now. This is his drive. He went big over the pond, and I'm pretty sure this was his boss, because he seemed to be throwing that everywhere. And he's got about a 35 to 40-foot putt now.
Oh.
And he just comes up a little bit short. Either wind dropped it. That's a
Yeah, it was straight tailwind putt there.
Yeah, tough for a pitch putt. I mean, that's had some movement on it. And Dillon's lining up his par putt after his upshot. Makes it look pretty easy. You can see the flags in the background. They're blowing pretty hard. So hole 9, throwing over those 2 ponds, you're going to have a pretty stiff headwind. You got to.
Yeah, that tee shot on 9 was pretty tough for this particular day. It was straight into the headwind. You really had to throw something straight to clear both ponds and give yourself a good opportunity to try to make a putt or lay up for a 3.
So we got our second card teeing off, and here we are on hole 9. Dillon took the box, and he's going with a destroyer, and you can see the flags are going a little bit headwind, and now it's switched to a little bit of a left to right. And he's putting it right down the middle, trying to clear that second pond on the left.
Yeah, and that's just fine right there. He'll have a little jump putt or an upshot to take a 3.
Now, in a calm condition, nice easy day, are you trying to hit that gap into the basket, or are you still just kind of laying up? Is it something you're trying to bite off and go for? Or?
I think the tee sign says it's 390, which is probably about right. So yeah, on a calm day, You usually see a lot more 2s. It's like Matt kind of got over on this one a little bit.
Yeah, he flipped that over. I think he said that was the Ballista that he was throwing, and had a few of them in the bag, and they can get a little squirrely in this.
Brandon got over on this one too.
Yeah. Not sure if he was trying to play a big Anheuser or if he just came over on it.
Yeah, I play with Brandon a lot. He's plays a lot of power hyzer golf, so it's kind of odd to see him get over on that PD2 there.
We've got Dyllon teeing off on hole 10 now, and I think he grip walked that one a little bit and left it out in the pond. I know he's going to want to have that shot back later. Micah throwing that boss again.
Well done.
Very nice.
And that's the play you want right there. Just kind of throw a hyzer and get it down in that gap or just kind of in those trees there. Brandon's going to take the Anheuser around the water.
Throwing his Daedalus, which
Looked like a good shot.
now, do you think it's a little bit tougher? I think. Now, do you forehand at all, or is it strictly backhand for you?
I mix it up. I think I throw it pretty equal on both. Just kind of depends what the hole gives you.
So you'd say it's probably a little bit tougher having to play lefty backhand on this course, and you think it opens up some lines that might not be there otherwise?
Good shot, dude.
I think I throw a lot more forehands on this course than most people. So, being a lefty, I think there's some holes that really play to that backhand strength.
You got Micah trying to get through the trees and sneak out a nice upshot. You can see that wall of those small trees sitting there, just kind of blocking the middle of what would have been the fairway, but now it definitely splits it off in two, and you have to pick one and go for it.
Yeah. Jump putt here.
That was Dylan's shot off of the drop zone and just kind of catches a tree limb that was hidden up there. You never see him until after you putt. Micah with another big putt. He's on target. He's just not seeming to catch the chains with him. Matt with an easy 3, it seems. Not too much talking going on the card. I don't know if they're feeling it right now, if they're counting all the strokes they're trying to catch you guys with. And definitely with 3 holes with water, OB, and...
Yeah, after you get through those 3 water holes, you got 11 coming up. That's a good opportunity for a 2, especially for Brandon here. Should be easy little hyzer. He's still down there for a putt.
Matt's throwing his truth, and I'm hiding off the...
He was throwing that truth really well all weekend.
He was, and almost hit me with it.
Good shot.
Here's Micah. He's throwing his evidence, which should turn over just a little bit, and another one straight at me. But 2 back-to-back really good shots.
And this is a play I like to take. Just a small Firebird. Throw it line. It'll skip towards the basket. He's right there for a 2.
Jordan looks like he's got about 45 feet with a tree in his way. Almost came down with it. Micah with another big putt, kind of 3 in a row, and finally gets one to stick.
It's good 2. It's a good feeling to get a 2, especially on this hole.
Dylan with his 2 from about 25 feet out. Here comes Matt. He's closest drive on there.
Oh, just missed.
Just chained out. Yeah, that's the tough part with a spin putt, is you don't have too much missing room. Now, do you typically spin putt, or are you more of a pitch putt, or that kind of hybrid push?
I'm a spin putter. I don't throw it as hard as most guys, but I definitely wouldn't consider myself a push putter.
Okay. Now, this one's a tough little hole. This one's hole 12.
Right.
And you can see the basket way down there, probably from the longs. It's sitting 500 feet or more.
Hole 12. This is a tough hole. Looks like Dillon just for the right play right there. A lot of people just like to take a mid-range or putter and put it to that layup zone right before the mouth of the tunnel and throw another mid-range or putter right at the basket.
Nice.
Brandon's not going to be in a bad spot right there. He's having a little straight hyzer right towards basket. Yeah, Matt's going to take that mid-range right to the layup spot there.
Yeah, it's one of those
Perfect
holes
shot.
you're probably not going to reach, at least at this level. You're not going to reach the basket. So you're just wanting to play your position shot. Here's Dominic going back to hole 11.
He was putting good all day. He was making 40-footers look so easy.
Where do we go next?
And Jason, now at this point, I think you've probably caught Jason. He's giving up the lead, and now you're lining up. Was that your birdie putt right here?
Yeah, this is my birdie putt on 11 here.
Now you're sticking through a routine with your putt, or do you try to keep a routine, or are you just kind of feeling it?
Yeah, I like to stay in a routine. Just kind of step up to it and take a few breaths and make sure I execute and commit to the shot.
Alex with his birdie putt, he's switched to that chainsaw when he got sponsored by Black Zombie, and he's been putting really, really well.
He did putt well. Cleaning up the 3 here.
It's a little tough to hit some metal on your putt for birdie and still have to go back up and clean it up after seeing a couple. So you've taken the box now.
Yeah, I'm going to try to just kind of put a mid-range down there, and I just got over on it. It's going to put me in a tough spot. Probably just going to have to pitch out to the layup zone.
Alex taking his mid-range off the tee box. And
He's had to
looks
get
like it
left a
held
little
over.
bit. Yeah, he's going to be in a tough spot as well.
Jason's throwing his felon, and I do like that disc, and that one's got to be pretty beat in if he's going to take it off that
On
shot.
the left side there.
Looks like it might have come out just a little bit early.
And Dom told us he's just going to go for it all here. I remember this shot, and he absolutely
Well, that's a, yeah, he
pimps
peered it.
that line. That was one of the best shots I've seen on this hole in a long time.
So Jason's getting out. He looks like he had a little bit of room to work with, so he can take that play up there.
Yeah,
You're just going to pitch out around that corner because there's nothing through there, is it?
No, you just kind of got to play it out to the middle and try to get a 4. Alex is going to do the same thing.
You see Alex just wanting to bite off more of that corner and move up the fairway, but he makes the right play, I think, and just pitching straight out.
I'm going to take a buzz here and just kind of just get it up there so I can try to make a 4. Get a lucky kick off the tree, so.
And that ceiling going in there is pretty low. I mean,
Yeah,
you've got
it
to
is.
keep it about 8 feet off the ground. That's about as high as you can get it. So
Alex does a great shot there.
just getting it sliding up the ground. Jason leaves it a little bit wide right, but gets lucky, doesn't catch
He's right
that
there.
tree.
Yeah, and this is for 2.
His Dominic's drive off the hole misses the same tree.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to take a 3 on that
Yeah,
hole.
that's a great 3. You're getting a stroke on the card most of the time.
So you're watching, you've got Dominic, who right now you're battling pretty closely
I'm not sure what the
with.
scores are at, but I think me and Dom at this point are pretty neck and neck, and Alex and Jason are just right behind us, so it's really tight all the way to the end.
Are you trying to match Dominic's shots, or are you still playing your own game, or what's
I'm
your
just
mindset
trying
right
to
now?
play my own game. I've played this course enough. There's certain holes out here I try to be a little more aggressive, and then the others I'm just trying to, get a 3 on and move on to the next.
Dom's going to take his Star Destroyer. This is on hole 13?
Yeah, hole 13. You can take a hyzer right down this right side. I think it's about 380 or so. Take my little stable destroyer and saw it off. It's not a great place to be. Jail through up the middle.
Alex bringing out his destroyer as well.
It's
Looks like he
hooking up.
overcorrected for your shot and pulled it a little bit to the right. But he might have a shot from down there for his.
Yeah, he should have a shot. Jason did the same thing I did, kind of sawed it off a little bit. I'm trying to take my Firebird and try to get a big skip on this left side.
It looks like he got lucky there with a little bit of an out and a lane at the basket.
Yeah,
that's about as well as you can do there without.
I was pretty happy with that one.
This is Jason trying to dry off his hand. It's getting pretty muggy out there. And
yeah, it's very humid, very muggy all weekend, especially with that rain on Saturday. It was hot. Alex putting up there for a 3. Dom's got a good look here for a 2.
Could be giving another stroke away to Dominic in 2 holes, and
I think that's might be the only putt he missed all day. He was putting amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to play against somebody trying to battle it out, and you're just watching them. They're not missing any putts. They're not making too many mistakes, and you're just trying to figure out how you're going to catch them. So, at this point, are you trying to change your game plan at all, or you sticking with how you set out to play the course?
Yeah, I'm just mainly trying to stick to my plan. I know there's some holes coming up that I feel really confident on, and you know, Dom, he's obviously playing really well, and you know, it's fun, especially when you get in a battle like that when 2 people are playing really good. It makes it a lot more fun. I think we had 3 threes and a 4 on that hole.
So we're going to jump back up to 15. We're going to catch the second card. This is Micah throwing his evidence again. Now this one's a slight turnover to the right, but you do have to miss some trees, so you've got to really swing it out to the left.
Yeah.
Kind of more than it looks, and get it to swing back inside to the right.
That's a good shot there for that Anheuser line. That's a good putt.
Dillon, for his drive, he's sitting about 35 feet out. And we'll just kind of push it. He gave it enough, but that's that kind of spin putt. You do tend to leave it a little bit right when you try to give it enough to get there. Matt trying to make his 2. Brandon's lining up for his 2.
Yeah, that was a good 2 from Brandon there.
Good to see him catch up another stroke. Yeah, that's definitely a lefty hole where you want to get it. Here's Micah off of his tee shot with another big putt.
Oh, great,
and he
great
looks like
putt.
he's starting to get him to stick now, so.
I got an extra one in for you on mine. That's why
That's a good 2.
Yeah, filming him, taking some pictures the 3rd round. He had a lot of putts from that range, and he wasn't missing by much, if at all. So coming in on the second card, I'm sure he's feeling pretty confident once he starts making them. He feels like he can make up some strokes on the cards in front.
Yeah.
Definitely get that bye to out to Arizona for the final.
I think the second card they weren't, but maybe 2 or 3 strokes behind our lead card. So they, you know, on Blackhawk, that's easily gettable.
Now this is one of those courses though where you can't watch the other cards. It's not a big open park. You can't see how they're doing. They kind of just take off on their own, and you're left to just play your game. You can't base it off of anybody else.
16, I consider to be the toughest hole on the course.
Oh, definitely. About 700 feet, and you've got to play a gentle sweeping shot to the left. Missing a few trees, which Brandon and Micah both managed to hit different tree piece. Matt's going to try and do a little bit better and go straight down the middle.
That SHRYKE. That's a great shot right there. Might have got a little deep on him, but anywhere down there straight is fine.
Now that's going to be that landing zone. If you throw something that's just going to stay completely straight, you're going to go, straight through that gap, and you want something to hook up just at the end, don't you?
Yeah.
Swing back around.
Dillon's caught a late tree there, but he'll be fine from right there.
Yeah.
And Brandon throwing the Daedalus again, trying to get it to swing out and turn over.
That's a
tough shot for a lefty.
Yeah, that was a great shot. He played that turnover nicely.
Hey, good tree.
Micah just playing back around that little corner in the fairway, trying to get himself set up for a shot up to the basket. He said Dillon managed to end up in a decent spot.
Yeah.
Kinda
He
left
should be
a
able
little
to
bit
get up and down for a 4 from there.
This is Matt for, I believe, for 2. His second shot. He found that right side
what a good
gap,
shot.
and I think that was his T-bird, he said.
Yeah, you getting a 3 on this hole, you're definitely going to pick up a stroke on most of the guys on your card in any division.
Now, are you trying to play for the 3 on this, or are you just trying to minimize any risk of a 4? Or how are you going to tackle a hole like this?
Hole 16, you know, if you put a drive in a good position like Matt did, obviously have a good hyzer look at a 3. But other than that, you know, a 4 is not a bad score. Great putt.
Now, it's definitely one of those holes where they've taken par 3s and started to stretch them out, and it's definitely a par 4. And a lot of players kind of, I don't think they get that mentality, and so they're still going for 3s on everything, and you might find yourself in a little bit more trouble than if you're just playing the hole as it's designed to be playing. Play for a 4 and take a 3 if you get it.
Right. It's a great 4 from Brandon there. I think that was for a 4.
So now we're catching back up with your card, back on the lead card, and at this point it's a 1-stroke game. And caught a little bit of trouble off the tee shot, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to play a flex Firebird forehand, just kind of out there, just so I can have a good, easy shot for a 4, and just turned it over a little too much. Jason having a little trouble.
We can see there's the scores. Matt, you've got 1 stroke on Dominic, but I think Dominic just put his drive on this hole way down the fairway.
Yeah,
You've
Dom.
already pitched out once.
Yeah, he's got a 1-stroke lead, and Dom's looking to get him back on this hole for sure.
Alex playing the flat shot. Just catches a tree you can't even see there. So you've got your shot for 3. Playing out the other side, going with the flick.
Yeah, I think it's Dom's drive. It was a great pull. He hit the line perfectly. Just caught that first tree there.
Yeah, it's tough getting a run up through that kind of thick foliage on the left side. He didn't have anything in his way of his throw, but it's just catching your feet, so it kind of throws off your timing.
Right. There's my 4th shot there.
So you're just scrambling, trying to...
Yeah, trying to damage control on this hole for sure.
Oh no.
Dom's 3rd shot catches that early tree as well.
Kind of get a little breather room for you as far as not giving up too many strokes now, not wishing him to have a bad shot, but just taking him when you get him.
Yeah, but the way he's been putting these long putts, they were going in for him. Wouldn't be surprised if it went in. He gave it a good run, just missed a little short.
Yeah, he had that large tree in his way, so he kind of had to pick one way to go around it.
So I took a 5 here. I don't feel so great about it, but Dom, he also took a 5, so I'm going to take that 1-stroke lead and 2 holes to play.
And Jason cleaning up. Jason just trying to do damage control, and Alex is, I think, far enough behind. He's trying to make sure he's still playing strong. He's trying to keep ahead of the second card and not drop any spots, so he gets that qualifying spot into Arizona in the finals. Here's Dominic. I know he wanted this to be a putt for a 3. Instead, he's still got about 10 feet, 12 feet for staying with a 5 and not giving up another stroke. So
Now we're going to move on to hole 17. It's the shortest hole on the course.
at this point, you've got the camera back with you guys. You've got a gallery. You've got a couple
Yeah,
technical shots coming up. So you're really starting to feel the pressure coming up?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody started gathering around and watching us. So, you know, it's you can take this right gap here on this hole. It's an easy putter, mid-range.
You can take the right gap, and we're going to see in a second, there's a little bit of a left gap there.
Yeah, that's the one I usually try to take, just a Firebird and just a easy skip shot. And if I remember right, this was not a great shot, and I just pulled it right into jail.
Now it's the left side of the fairway is a lot thicker than it is on the right side.
Yeah, there was nothing in there.
But you weren't playing for the missed fairway, you're playing for the birdie.
Yeah, this is a must-get hole too, so I was really feeling it, and I had to take my medicine, play out.
Yeah, that was a tough little pitch out. You had to still get up and over.
Yeah.
And out into the fairway.
I'm just gonna lay up and go ahead and take my 4 and
I'll get to watch Dominic. Here's his birdie putt. He's going
to take the lead.
Give it a little bit of a run. The basket's sitting on a little bit of a hill, so if you're a spin putter and you miss, you could be looking at a 30-footer coming back.
This basket was actually stolen not too long ago, so they had to put a tent basket out for this tournament.
Yeah,
and it's definitely different than the other baskets, but it was okay. That was for a 2.
Yeah.
Good 2.
Alex with those
Dom to
chainsaws and
to tie it up going into the last hole. Got it.
The back of the chain, so he's made a match of it now, and you guys are coming in, you're going to be all tied, you still have to make this putt. If you're not worried about it, I think you made this one pretty routine so far this round.
Little 15-footer. Didn't feel so hot about taking a 4 there, but again, we had a great card, had a great time that round.
And it's not the easiest of the last holes to finish on. You've got a low ceiling,
yeah,
it flexes around to the right, and you can see Alex, he's going to try and get something to turn over here. And he does, but
yeah, it's just a straight to understable fairway, right through that right gap. Wow. Oh, wow, what a skip.
Jason gets the unpredictable skip.
So me and Dom are tied for the lead. He catches that tree and kicks left.
Oh.
I'm trying to take a TD here, just try to hit that right gap.
Looks like it's a little low.
A little low, but I got a good slide on it to have a putt for a 2.
I'm sure you've thrown that disc on this hole a bunch of times, and yeah, Dominic, watching him set up for this shot,
this was a great shot.
To the middle, he was lined up to the right, and
that was a great shot. Big flare skip. Really put the pressure on.
Yeah, he's definitely sitting up there. He's going to take his 3. So here's Alex from about 35 feet for 2. I think he had to get around those trees because that's not that normal putt. So here you are for the win.
Yeah.
You've got about 28 feet inside the circle, so there's no jump putt. You got a gallery in front of you with Devin Owens. You've got the gallery behind you, and just a perfect putt.
Yeah, it felt really good. Really had to take my time there and calm my nerves and just make sure I committed to it, and thankfully it worked out.
Not worried about going to a playoff. You've made that putt 1,000 times, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was stressful. Had a lot of people ask me how my nerves were on that one. Can't lie to them. I was really feeling it right before I stepped up to it.
Dom cleaning up his 3. He's going to take 2nd place. Alex cleaning up his 3 for, I believe, 4th place. I think the lead card is...
Yeah, we stayed intact. We got 1st through 4th. We held it down. We all shot pretty good that round, I think. I shot a 54 and a 55, or there was a 55 and a couple other 50s, so those are pretty good scores on Blackhawk.
And now we're going to jump back to the first tee with Dyllon Dyer and
for the Region 6 Championship. We have 7 players that have
qualified. But this is for the last spot.
There's 2 players.
They're going to play hole 1 here for the
Mr. Dyllon Dyer.
Sudden death to go to Arizona is really exciting to watch.
Yeah, not too often you get some playoffs, especially if you're not in first place. So Tommy won the flip, so he's going to make Dyllon tee off first.
1-stroke lead.
And back again on hole 1, that tight little tunnel shot. Dylan's going to go with a forehand. A few less trees to hit on the left side. He's going to leave it a little bit left.
Next, Mr.
Definitely a putt for it. Didn't hit a tree. That's all you're looking for on this shot. And Tommy's going to step up. Now Tommy's from Kansas, so I'm sure he's come down here and played Blackhawk a few times ahead.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to play with him first round. He's a great player and good guy. A lot of fun.
Straight down the...
And just pipes it. What a great shot.
Watching it on video or watching it while we're videoing, thought he might just ace it to take the playoff.
It makes Dyllon's putt that much longer to try to make here.
This is to force a continued playoff.
He
about
cans
25 feet. And definitely when you have to make those putts, they start to feel a little bit longer than they are.
For sure.
Tommy's going to be able to tap in his, and we're going to force it to go to hole 2 for the playoff.
That's 2 clutch 2s there, especially for the moment.
Oh, definitely. If you have to make them, so here's that gap. It's about 15 feet wide tops, but you do have to swing it out to the left.
Dylan maybe got a little early on it there.
A little bit early, but didn't hear any trees. I think it continued through. So the goal is just trying to make it out. And if you're teeing off first, it's actually a good spot to be. You can put that pressure on him and make him try to play to your game. Tommy's going to try to one-up Dylan and get it a little bit closer down the fairway, but
He hits that first tree.
It gets out of his hand a little bit. Taking his harp. He just catches that last bit of the trees. These trees out here are pretty thick.
They're not very forgiving.
Has about a 40-foot putt, maybe 35 for the win. But there's also that ditch behind it, so your disc can sail a little bit. He managed to keep it close. He's going to put the pressure back on Tommy to continue it and make this putt to keep the playoff going.
Oh, just left it low.
Yeah, a little low on about a 30-foot putt. Now Dylan's got to make a routine putt, but at this point, it's for his ticket to Arizona and the Next Generation Tour finale.
That's a great feeling there to especially take that spot in a playoff and give himself a shot to go out to Arizona.
Dylan with his dad on for his caddy the whole weekend. So we're gonna cut away and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
Was there any shot that stuck out that kept you from qualifying?
Man, it was the entire round this morning. I was in a good spot. I happened to kind of choke a little bit to where I had to outplay 8 people in front of me, and I outplayed 5 of them. So.
Wow. Well, do you think you'll go to another regional and try to qualify, or you wait till next year?
Man, I'll probably do anything I can to get there. If we're just being honest.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Arizona. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Alex FERRIERA, qualified at Cedar Hill, regional champion for the Cedar Hill qualifier.
Okay. And where's your home course?
Shawnee in Plano, Texas.
And could you tell us what place you finished?
4th place.
And are you planning to head to Arizona?
I am, definitely, most definitely.
Okay. And tell us what was the most memorable thing about the Next Generation Tour Regional Championship?
The final round, the top card. I mean, having the gallery, the camera, having everybody support. That's a true feeling, a feeling that you're wanted to be here, and showing that you guys really care about the players. That was a good feeling.
All right, thanks, Alex. We appreciate it.
Sponsors?
You got any sponsors you'd like to say?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Black Zombie, Chainsaw Putters. If you guys haven't putted with them yet, try them out. If you like Wizards, it's got a wizard top, so you can relate to that.
All right, thank you.
I'm Matthew McKenzie. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What place did you finish?
Tied for 5th.
Tied for 5th. Do you think you'll head to Arizona for the national
I have all
championship?
intentions to go.
All right. What was the most memorable shot that you had all weekend?
Probably hole 10. Had a couple good drive there over the water set me up for another good shot.
What do you think of the courses here?
I like the courses here. They're really long. The wood of the Blackhawk is fairly narrow. A lot of trees. A lot of just good things.
Great. One last thing. What would you tell people if their mission is to try to qualify into? How hard was it? Did you find it really challenging? How did you feel about the competition in this event compared to your usual advanced tournament?
The competition level was really good. I really enjoyed playing with people from other states, people that I didn't know. Because normally around here you just see a lot of people that you do know. I really enjoyed playing with people, meeting people, and it was a lot of fun.
Okay, we'll see you in Arizona. Thank you.
Jason Young from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
All right, what place did you finish, Jason?
I finished 3rd.
So you got a free entry to the national championship. Will you be taking that?
100%.
All right. So it looked like you were leading going into the final round, and you know people were thinking you might be able to hold it. You had the hot round earlier.
Yeah.
What happened? What caused you think not to be able to pull through? Were you outplayed, or you just got nervous, or?
I was nervous maybe on hole 1, but after that, super sticky hands and just missed the shots.
Right, did you have any like big shots? Like did you make any throw-ins or big jump putts or anything that you?
I had a good putt on 14, I think. Had a 88 around the tree and it went in for a bird. So.
Okay. Was there any moment out there that you called the moment where you knew that you had a chance to win or you couldn't win anymore? Was there a moment on the course this afternoon?
It was probably halfway through the final round. We were all within a stroke of each other for most of that first half, and then I kept finding trees. So.
All right. And do you usually play on an open course or what course are you from?
It varies. Hakey Creek is my home course.
Hakey Creek. All right. That's nice.
So it's fairly open. But I get up here to Blackhawk pretty frequently.
Did you want to thank anybody, your sponsors or anybody?
Not sponsored.
All right, looking for a sponsor, everybody out there.
I'm from Emporia, Kansas.
Your name?
Dominic Rodriguez.
What place did you finish?
I finished 2nd place.
By 1 throw.
One throw.
So tell us how it felt being out there in such a battle and then coming down to that moment where, you know, it was 1 throw. He's putting. What are you thinking at that moment?
He's a good putter, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew he was going to make the putt.
You knew he was going to make the putt?
I knew he was going to make it. He's been making them all you know, tournaments, so.
So do you think you go to Arizona?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there.
All right, and do you think that you and him will be competing for the title? Or do you guys, you know, you think that this
We'll be battling. We'll be battling again, for sure.
All right, and what was your best shot you want to tell anybody about? You have anything that you...
I don't even know what's that long hole, the one where I zipper lined.
15?
Yeah, I threw 15 about 3/4 the way up there, ended up just throwing a nice little up. Oh yeah.
All right, do you have any sponsors or anybody at home you want to shout out to?
No sponsors, but I'd like to thank Ribbit, Patrick Smith. He's based out of Kansas City.
All right, and we'll see you in Arizona.
All right, we'll see you there.
My name's Tommy Stellar. I'm from Olathe, Kansas.
Olathe, Kansas, and you finished. You lost the playoff for 8th place.
Yeah.
Tell us, did you feel a lot of pressure during that playoff?
Absolutely, yeah. That second hole, when I saw him, put it pretty close, and it was pretty nerve-wracking, and hit the first tree off the pad, and it was kind of...
Right, so it looked like you were going to have a drop-in to win the playoff, and you made some amazing putt for him there?
Yeah, clutched up on that putt, and definitely came through.
So, do you think you'll try to qualify again? Or you'll
if I can, if I have the time, but
all right.
Probably,
Well, anything you want to say to anybody at home? Shout-outs, sponsors?
Not really, no sponsors. So.
All right, well, we congratulate you. Great effort.
Good,
Thank you.
Daniel Nemo. I'm from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay, and what place did you finish?
I tied for 11th.
Okay, so you just missed it. What sticks out? What caused you to not take that final step to get in the top 8?
Well, I got 3s on the whole front 9 and missed a 5-foot putt on hole 10. And kind of went downhill from there, and on hole 16 I got a 7. So
if you don't take a 7, you're in, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you take away from this experience?
Practice putting. That's 100% what it is, really.
Okay. Do you think you'll try to qualify next year?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you again.
Me too.
MICAH Mariano from San Angelo, Texas.
Okay. Do you know what place you finished?
Tie for 5th.
Tie for 5th. So do you think you'll make the trip to Arizona?
Absolutely. My wife's pumped about it.
All right. Sweet. So what stands out is something you remember about the tournament that made that you'll take home and tell people?
Quality. I think that the simple things like the food and the water, just the way it was set up, it was smooth. There were a lot of tournaments that aren't run well. So
Make any new friends or anything?
Tons of new friends. Yeah, it was awesome. From all over.
All right. And where do you at your home course? Is it similar to this one?
No, it's pretty open.
So
we
it's
got a lot of
wide.
water, a lot of wind, so probably more.
So you got a good advantage coming to Phoenix. It's wide open.
Yeah, a lot more mine.
Okay. And is there anything that stuck out about your play? Any shots that you saw or threw that you want to tell anybody about?
I was fairly consistent. My first round was kind of rough.
Right.
So too many bogeys in the first round, but I played.
So just play consistent the whole time?
Yeah.
Any sponsors or shout-outs?
No, I want to say thanks to Joe Mez Pro from San Angelo for the work they do.
All right, thank you. We'll see you at the ceremony.
I'm Brady Tiller from Warrensburg, Missouri.
And what place did you finish?
I think I finished in 13th.
Okay. And so you had a chance. You were 1 or 2 strokes out going into the final.
Yeah, I think I was 3 strokes out.
What was the difference maker for you out there in the final round?
I didn't putt well. I had like a few 20-footers that I just dinked off the cage and whatnot.
Right, mostly putting. What about the heat? Did the heat play a factor?
Not really. It's pretty shaded back there. We had some good wind on a few holes.
So do you think you'll try to qualify again this year if you have the opportunity? Or if you extend an invitation, you would still come?
Yeah, if I get an invitation, I'd definitely come, but I don't think I have time to do the qualifying, but if I could, I would.
If you were qualified. Okay.
Yeah.
And any shout outs to sponsors, anybody back home, a club you want to say hi to?
No, don't have any clubs or sponsors or anything.
All right, thank you so much, I appreciate it.
DILLON, Dallas, Texas.
Okay, and where did you qualify? What qualifier did you qualify in?
Waco.
Waco. And what place did you finish?
First.
Okay. And so you were in the playoff for 8th, and
sir.
you won the playoff. Can you tell us a little about what happened?
Yeah, on the first hole, he put it right under the basket, and I was about 20, 25 out, and made the putt, went to hole 2, and took it in 3. Took it with 3.
Took it with a 3? Did he make a mistake, or did you make a great shot, do you think?
He hit one of the first trees off the bat, so.
And that's where that's that tight, slow turn to the right?
Yes.
All right, so do you think you'll make the trip to Arizona?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's the most memorable thing for you in the tournament?
Probably just the courses and the people I played with. It was really a really good experience. I've never really played outside of Texas. So.
All right, thank you. You want to have a shout out to your sponsors or anybody you have at home?
No, thank you. Shout out to my dad for caddying for me all weekend. Thank you.
We'll see you at this Arizona.
CHANTZ from Hays, Kansas.
And where did you qualify?
Cottonwood Falls.
And did you win the qualifier?
No.
So you didn't win the qualifier, but you came to the regional championship and you finished in?
7th.
7th place. Do you think you'll make the trip to Arizona?
Probably.
Probably, all right. And was there anything that, you had that big rounds that catapulted you to get up into 7th, or were you just consistent?
I was consistent, I guess. I didn't really have any great rounds, but the first round of the day, I was able to make some putts and kind of jump ahead.
How did you like playing with the kind of feeling more pressure in the final round?
I've played with more pressure at league and other tournaments, so it didn't really affect me.
Well, that's great. We look forward to seeing you in Arizona. You want to give a shout out to any sponsors? Anybody home?
My dad's my ride sponsor, so shout out to him.
Okay.
And that's it, I guess.
All right, we'll see you in Arizona. Thank you.
See you.
Where are you from?
MAULDIN, I'm from Beggs, Oklahoma.
And so, where did you qualify?
I qualified at the McClure qualifier here in Tulsa.
Were you the winner?
Yes.
Okay. So coming in, you thought you had a good chance to win?
Yeah, I felt real confident, especially getting a chance to play on my home courses as well. So.
Did you enjoy the nationwide format?
Yeah. As someone who aspires to play professional events and travel, this is the perfect place to be to get that kind of experience.
So, if you won the car in Arizona, would you take the car or would you sell it to go on tour?
That's a tough question. I'd probably keep it. And drive it.
Drive it a little bit? All right. So we'll definitely see you in Arizona.
Of course.
No reason you backing out.
No.
Tell us a little bit about the last 2 holes of the tournament.
The last 2 holes, I think I was holding down a 1-stroke lead, heading into 17. I don't think I've ever not 2'd that hole or not had a birdie cut at it. And I grip locked my tee shot into the woods. Ended up taking a 4, gave him some breathing room, and then 18, I hit my line perfectly, turnover shot, and was lucky enough to hit the putt to win.
So how far away was the putt?
I'd say 20 to 25.
So you're walking up a 25-footer. It's for $2,000 and a chance to win $20,000. It's probably the biggest putt of your career at this point. Where were you? You have any thoughts coming up? You knew you were going to make it. Did you have any questions in your mind?
No. Back in December, I rodeo on the side too. So
okay.
I got to run a steer in December for $72,000. So I just kind of went back to that before I ran that steer and went through my breathing and just stepped up and.
So those at home listening, he's a professional rodeo member, and that means he's been through pressure. He said he's played for $72,000. So you coming to Arizona, you feel less pressure when you get to Arizona than these other kids, then, huh?
Yeah, I'm ready to take it on.
So you think you got a chance to take the whole thing?
Of course.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Arizona. You want to give any shout outs to your sponsors or anybody?
Yeah, shout out to my newest sponsor, Wide Dry Chalk Bags out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and my girlfriend Lydia. She came out and endured the heat all weekend. So.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in Fountain Hills. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.